Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK Journey video. In this video we have the updated Celestial Hypogean priority tier list. Now that Roland has been out for over a week, we have plenty of information to be able to decide where he belongs, and as you guys can see, he is right at the top of the whole priority. So we have sorted it slightly different in this video. I have done a combination category for heroes which are good in all modes or two specific modes, just so that it is clear about the utility and usage of these heroes just by looking at this screenshot alone, basically. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into the actual discussion, leading it off with the top category, which is the heroes which are good for all three game modes. This is for PvP, AFK stages, and most importantly Dream Realm as well. These heroes are good for every single one of those game modes, and we're going to talk about why. So Roland is the #1 priority Celestial Hypogean now to be building for everyone due to how dominant he is in Dream Realm, making huge score gaps compared to not having him built on your account. And also in AFK stages, he is absolutely crushing it. If you don't have Roland built, you're going to be very behind on AFK stages. Your Dream Realm scores are going to be way lower. And even in PvP, he is a powerhouse when you pair him with the Celestial or Lightbearer team. He has a lot of synergy. So all in all, Roland is basically probably the best Celestial Hypogean ever released in AFK Journey, and he just came out right now. He is a top priority for everyone to be building, no matter what place. Even if you're a new player right now, he's going to be the first hero you'll want to be building up, at least up to Mythic Plus is his breakpoint. Past that, you want to eventually fully max him out, but Mythic Plus is a big breakpoint for him. Now moving on to twins. Twins are still though very good. This is the crazy thing. Even though twins have been out for almost 2 years now, they still are topping the priority chart for Celestial Hypogeans, because they are still, even though Roland is out, twins are still being used in almost every single Dream Realm boss for endless difficulty, for pre-endless difficulty. Now definitely twins are a hero which more shine in Dream Realm exclusively. For AFK stages, they have very minimal usage, although they do have usage, so that's why they're still definitely an all mode hero. And in PvP, also they're pretty strong and definitely can be used as well. And they have great synergy with Roland in PvP, by the way, because each of the true twins counts for 2 different celestial heroes on the battlefield, which has synergy with the Supreme Plus skill of Roland. So either way, twins is still a major priority for everyone to be building up after your Roland, and hopefully you get both of these two heroes built up. And then you're going to be in really good shape for all game modes, but specifically Dream Realm. Then moving on to Contest. Contest is another hero which is dominating in all 3 game modes. Of course, she is good for Dream Realm. She has been kind of taking a little bit of a backseat because Roland has come out and maybe replaced Contest from some teams where she would be in. But Contest is still definitely used frequently enough to be a major priority to be building up, even for Dream Realm. And also for AFK stages, she has a lot of usage, especially in the high deficit AFK stages where you need that expulsion of the enemies. And then also she's very good in PvP, being able to silence an entire enemy team as long as you can protect her long enough. Overall, very solid hero, and also a very recently released hero in Contest. And so yeah, very must have for everyone. And then finally, the final hero we have for all game modes is going to be Gunner. Gunner is a hero which doesn't do as well in Dream Realm as the other 3 heroes here. He has pre-endless Dream Realm usage, and for endless he has minimal usage, although he has great synergy with Gwyneth. Basically any Gwyneth team is going to be using Gunner as well. So that is one important thing. Gunner can work at lower copies sometimes for Dream Realm. For AFK stages, you're really going to again suffer if you don't have Gunner built on your account. A lot of record formations are using Gunner, and so that is why I would say even for AFK stages he's a really crucial hero to be building. And then for PvP, he's a beast. Again, protecting Gwyneth or protecting any other long range hero, even like Contest, even Roland. If you don't have Gwyneth built on your account, there's a lot of value there. So these are the 4 heroes which are really shaping this whole entire game in all 3 game modes. And these are the most important heroes for everyone to be building on their account. But definitely Roland and twins are the top priority. Okay, moving on to the next tier, which is AFK stages and PvP. These are heroes which are useful in both these 2 game modes. And it's funny because for whatever reason, heroes which are good in AFK stages are usually good in PvP, and kind of vice versa. So beginning with Sylphira, who is the most recently released of this category. She is really important for AFK stages, silencing enemies. And in PvP, she's also very strong. High damage nuking, silencing enemies. She is a little bit weaker in PvP now that that Orion is out, Orion can kind of duel Sulfura and get the upper hand. But into all other enemy matchups, Sulfura really does basically wipe the floor with them. And so Sulfura is very strong hero for both AFK stages and PvP, and so a priority to be building up for players who are interested in both game modes. Saida as well, you guys know, is very dominant in AFK stages. She still is very dominant, even though she is a hero which has been released over a year ago. Also, she has PvP usage, because if she can get off her 3 ultimates, that's a guaranteed basically win condition for you in PvP. And so both heroes very good for PvP. Alna is an absolute beast in PvP and also very used in AFK stages. Alna is very solid overall hero. The thing though for AFK stages, you will need to run her with either Sulfura or Saida in AFK stages. Otherwise, Alna is not going to be bringing that much to the table. These 2 heroes are more important for that. But for PvP, Alna can protect almost any hyper carry or support. Any key hero on your team can protect Contest, can protect Roland, can protect Sulfura, can protect, Saida, Gunner. The list goes on of how many value targets Alna can protect, and there's only one Alna to go around in all of your teams. So Alna is a real PvP investment hero, very high value PvP investment hero. Now, I just want to talk briefly about the positioning of Baelran. Baelran is a hero which is largely speaking power crept. However, for players who do not have these 3 celestial Hypogeans, you don't have contest gun, or I don't know, you don't have, you're lacking a lot of AFK stage pushing heroes. Then Baelran still has his usage in AFK stages, and he also has his usage in PvP. You can basically use Baelran in the place of Saida in PvP, because if your Baelran can ascend, then you run him in a bit of a stall comp, healer comp with the twins or something. Maybe Roland. If you can get your Baelran to ascend, that can be a win condition for you in PvP. Not as strong of a win condition as 3 ultimates of Saida, of course, but still it can be a win condition. So Baelran is kind of in my eyes, a budget Saida for AFK stages, a bit of a budget version, and then because if you don't have those heroes, the pay-to-win heroes, then you kind of need to use the Baelran in AFK stages. So yeah, Baelran can still be used in AFK stages in PvP, but for Dream Realm, he's largely been power crept. That's why he cannot belong in the all modes anymore. For Dream Realm, we do not even really see him anymore. He's gonna have some boss usage, definitely Ravage Realm and things like that, but that is not enough of a reason to put the hero into all modes. This is really only reserved for really the heroes which are actually dominating in all 3 game modes. Then we have Kulu and Mihira. I'm going to talk about both of these together. Kulu and Mihira, and actually Mihira is probably more important. I should have put Mihira in front of Kulu, but either way, they're right at the end here. Mihira for AFK stages is important, even at Supreme Plus. It is going to be a big upgrade and allow you to push stages which otherwise you can't. For PvP, Mihira though is less strong, and so that's probably why I position them like this. Mihira in PvP can be good, but kind of is only specific enemy teams that Mihira gets a lot of value into, especially the Bonnie damage over time teams, delaying them. If an enemy is unaffected, then Mihira's basically charm does nothing. Kulu is very good for PvP, but in AFK stages, I've been seeing her less and less. I don't know, it might depend on which heroes you have built on your account, but for me, as a player who has all heroes built, I am using Kulu definitely the least amount this season and this phase, actually, probably because Roland is released or something. It's changed the team comps, but anyway, Kulu can be good for AFK stages, but in PvP she's also very good, putting up the wall, giving you a ranged defense buff of your team, putting explosive debuff on the enemies. All of this is really high value, especially for range carries like Kemi Krynai or Kemi Gwyneth. So yeah, that's why Kulu is still very solid for PvP and also, of course, the AFK stages. Okay, next up we have the Dream Realm. The Dream Realm heroes, these are only basically Dream Realm heroes. You're not going to use them anywhere else. Aurora is, everyone gets for free. She's good for Dream Realm, for our Doom Scourge, the summoning boss, and even non-summoning bosses, budget comps, pre-endless Dream Realm, she can be used. So yeah, Aurora is definitely good for that. Rainier is good for pre-endless Dream Realm, pretty much. In endless Dream Realm, he doesn't really have a place, but pre-endless, he has a usage. Guild boss, like Guild Duel, Guild Glyphshade boss, potentially Titan Reavers, Dream Hunt, things like that. You're going to be using Rainier, and Rainier only needs Mythic Plus to really become effective, and so Rainier still is a solid hero, definitely. And then finally we have Lamentis. Lamentis is honestly probably the worst recent release Celestial Hypogean. This is the crazy thing, because generally heroes, Celestial Hypogeans which have been released more recently, they are, if you look at the whole trend here, they're basically the higher priority heroes. But Lamentis is like an exception to that whole rule. Lamentis is basically the most skippable Celestial Hypogean we've had since probably I don't even since like basically the first like 6 months of AFK Journey, because really when you look at all of these heroes which have been released, they're all kind of like, even now they're all almost as good or even better than Lamentis. And so Lamentis is a hero that I really regret that I pulled him. He does have some usage for Dream Realm, definitely, like Doom Scourge Boss, Pre-Endless Dream Realm, Dream Hunt. And actually, even Dream Hunt, he's not even there. So yeah, Lamentis honestly is a sad case. I really think that he was undertuned for for when he was released, which was like he was released right before Roland, but it also gave opportunity for people to save and have a free skip. He's a free skip hero basically. Although he still has Dream Realm meta usage, that's why I'm putting him in Dream Realm. I'm not putting him in skip yet, but basically, most people should not be building him. Then we have the PvP. So PvP, we have Dunlinger. I had to put at the top of PvP. These are the only exclusive PvP heroes. They're not good for other content, really. Dunlinger for PvP is very solid. And he will stand the test of time as well, because he can block ultimates, which is a massively game-changing effect, and you can kind of always want to slot him in as a utility option on one of your teams. So Dunlinger for PvP is so solid, and he will remain solid for probably many years to come. Aliceth, we moved to PvP because at one point Aliceth was a Dream Realm hero, same with Baelran. However, now that we have other heroes released, basically, you're not going to be seeing Aliceth that much anymore. There are other better hero options in the top team options, and so that is why Aliceth is just not a priority to be building for Dream Realm anymore. So now I would say she's basically exclusively a PvP hero, and she's still good at PvP. So like, basically what I'm saying is, even if you're not using Aliceth in Dream Realm, or even if you're not using Baelran in Dream Realm, you're still gonna get good usage, good mileage out of them. There's still decent enough heroes. Aliceth has that utility option, like, the extra life, the penetration, the range increase for your range hyper carry. That can be really good with Gwyneth. It can be good with heroes like Cryonia. It can be good with a lot of heroes, even just for the protection alone. So yeah, I mean, Aliceth is still a solid hero for sure. But she's like mainly PvP now. Cryonia is a PvP hyper carry, ultimate based hyper carry. Once she gets her ultimate off, if she can like potentially instantly defeat up to 3 enemies in her domain. She has some issues, like Orion right now does counter her. Sylphira with an Ulna protection is going to be running down your Cryonia. So definitely Cryonia has issues. However, despite all of that, Cryonia has good favorable matchups as well. And now that we know the Digimon are coming as well, and we know the Digimon are weak before they actually Digivolve, if you're going for like a Dunlinger Cryonia comp into like the enemy who's running Digimon comp, like you're gonna block their ultimates and get Cryonia just get a free kill off on them before they can even Digivolve. Like I think Cryonia is and Cryonia also deals with counters Zoria Thalia very effectively. So basically some of the meta teams Cryonia can shut down, but there are also meta teams which will shut Cryonia down. But that's just fair play, right? And then you have Thalia finally. Thalia is a hero which honestly, this is the hero which I feel like is in the worst spot. She still has great value with Zoria, and like for a budget team comp or even like a high level team comp, if you have no better option, Zoria plus Athalia nuking enemies is a very strong and synergistic team. The problem is now as time is going on, the top tier meta teams are basically becoming tankier, or they're becoming bruisery, or basically having more utility in the team, and basically I can build my 5 like pay to win Supreme League teams that none of them have a chance of losing to Athalia. I even did that in the previous Supreme League I had, because my finals match was against a player who had Zoria Athalia. So I wanted to make sure every single one of my teams, no matter what ran into it, would have a guaranteed chance of winning. And that's what I did. But the thing is, if an enemy doesn't plan around your Zoria Thalia, if they don't have enough protection, enough tankiness, enough utility on the team to keep your heroes alive, then Zoria Thalia can clean up the team. And so definitely is a strong team, but it's getting weaker and weaker as time goes on. And like even right now, it's really on the fringe, the borderline of being used top tier meta and not. And now finally we have the skip tier. I'm not really going to talk about them long. I just really need to talk about Forester and Harok, because Forester and Harok are heroes which are going to have very niche usage. Ravage Rum, they're going to be used probably, some Titan Reavers, potentially some Primal Lords, although right now that's not really happening anymore. We're probably too far gone for that. Is mainly just very niche boss cases. Even in Dream Hunt, they're not being used. Really, these are the two heroes which are just they're still hanging on for dear life, hanging on by a thread, but like that thread can be snapped at any moment, and also it's just basically Ravage Run, which who is going to be building a Celestial Hypogean just for Ravage Run unless you are a pay to win player, and then in that case you would be building every single one of these. So that we don't have to talk about that. And Heroic is the same case. The other four heroes here are just basically completely useless. If you have these heroes, if you want to make them fit them into a team, make them work, you can make them work. Even some people are having some success with Burial lately because of a Supreme Plus skill upgrade. And I can definitely see how they work. However, these heroes are not actually bringing much to the team. They're not allowing the team to win matchups which otherwise it wasn't already winning. Like basically these are kind of like you can add them in the team, but like it's not going to change the course of a match. If you're going to lose a matchup with this hero, you're also going to lose a matchup. If you're going to win the matchup, add this hero in, you're still going to win the matchup. It doesn't really change anything. And so these are heroes which are just not good enough, honestly. And like if you're a newer player and you want to be efficient with your resources, you should just be skipping basically the entire skip tier, as well as other heroes that we talked about in the other tiers. We talked like towards the end of the tiers, we definitely talked about that. Like even Lamentus, I think is a completely safe skip for like majority of players, like 95% of players out there. But yeah, anyway guys, that is going to be it for this updated priority tier list. Hopefully this is helpful. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you disagree with any placement that I had? Do you want to elaborate any more on any hero? Feel free to let me know down below. Again, this is my opinion. It is subjective. However, I did try to back it up with as much reasoning as possible. That's what we explained throughout this video, and I am overall happy with the basically placement of everyone as of right now. So thanks for watching, guys. That's going to be it for this video. And if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight store. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. My affiliate link is in the description of this video in a pinned comment, and you can actually bookmark this link in your browser, and whenever you're planning to make a purchase, just return to the bookmark link and make your purchase. It will support me and be greatly appreciated. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.